Hello and welcome to my very awkward intro. I am now Radiant Brit and we do videos in the car. No, I'm joking. Well, kind of. Well, I feel like videos in the car might be easier for me because currently I'm a taxi driver. I take people everywhere they need to be. People meeting my children and my husband. Everybody gotta go to work, everybody gotta go to school, gotta go to the dentist, gotta go to fucking soccer, gotta go to this, gotta go to that. It's all happening. So I don't have a recording space in my home anymore. Sorry lady, I didn't know you were going. In my house anymore, so I just thought, you know what, let's just try the telephone in vehicle, see what happens. So my first video, like when coming back, I was like, oh, you know what, I just want to do my recap of the new episodes of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, mainly because I've been doing a really cool rewatch right now and it just feels really weird because I'm seeing Teresa Giudice just completely different from her flipping tables days, and then looking at her flipping tables days and I'm like, holy shit girl, like you are just not the same anymore. Let me close this, it's a bit bright. So that's been really interesting. Oh my god, that lighting is awful. I'm sorry guys. Yeah, that lighting is awful. Doesn't matter. But then I thought, you know what, it won't make much sense to people, I guess, if I turn around and be gone for 6 months and then I'm back. I know that some people have been concerned about me, which I didn't know anyone was actually concerned, but I'm really, really sorry about that. That glare is going to drive me insane. Oh well. So I thought that everyone would, you know, be bothered by the glare. So sorry, I can't really change that right now. Anyway, so I thought people might get a little confused, like this bitch has been gone for 6 months and then she just fucking reappears and it's meant to be all hunky-dory. I mean, I guess I didn't know anyone was that concerned. I apologize, I guess. But I thought I'd just give you guys some updates on what's been going on with me. Nothing too long, nothing too crazy. And then we can go on to the normal content that will literally just be me talking shit in my car. So again, Radiant Brit. But okay, anyway, so what's been going on with me? So I have been losing weight. I've been going to the gym. I have lost 12 kilos. I don't know what that is in pounds. But I've lost 12 kilos. I love going to the gym. Like I go there religiously. I'm actually taking my tripod there today. I want to try and film myself doing some stuff and just see in 6 months from now, like if I can be proud of myself and see how far I've come and things like that. But the kids are all in school now, all 3 of them. Luna's in primary school now. She just started her first year, so she's a little preppy. She is loving it, I hope. No, she's having some trouble. You know what it's like with making friends, and then people find new friends, and then, you know, I think if you're a parent, you'll probably know that our kids always say, I have no friends, and then you hear from other parents like, oh, they were playing with my son, and those sorts of things. Like, I just feel like that's currently happening right now with my baby girl. I am really working hard on myself. I've cut a lot of toxic people out of my life. I don't necessarily think that I have time for drama, but again, I am always going to be Bambi, and Bambi sometimes has opinions and doesn't think before she speaks. But I'm really trying to just do my own thing, like just enjoy the fact that I love YouTube as much as I do, and see if, you know, I can come back and it not be so fucking stressful, bro. But I also came to YouTube at the worst point of my life. Like, I don't know if anyone realizes that. Like, it was the worst time of my life. I mean, I was going through a lot of stuff in my marriage. I was having issues obviously with my mental health. I was diagnosed autistic. So now I see an occupational therapist every Tuesday. And I see a psychologist. He helps with adult diagnosis of autism. He kind of explains, helps you through the shock of it, and to get you to understand that it's just that you have a different operating system. Like, you're not, it's almost like the whole world is programmed for iPhone and you're an Android. Like, it's just those little things, and it's intense at times, it's stressful at times, but I think that I'm getting a lot closer to really understanding who I am, and what I do and don't like, what I can't handle, what I can handle. A lot of those things. I have a person that comes to my house a couple of times a week and just helps me around the house. We call her my nanny because, like, she's basically like a nanny, like housekeeper. She just helps out with a couple of things here and there. That way I can spend more time with the kids and with Jose and, you know, all those wonderful things. So I've learned a lot in therapy, and I keep thinking that I'll do videos on it, because I'll sit there with my therapist and I'll be like, oh my god, Dr. Andy, like, you are so smart. Like, people need to know this. Like, it's the most simple stuff in the world. I'm like, I just want to tell everybody, but I'm also like, I want you all to go see my therapist, because I don't want to take his money out of his pocket, you know what I mean? But he's taught me a lot, and he's very interesting in regards to the way that he explains things. He'll pick up like, for example, I went to therapy the other day. It was a Friday, and I had got my kids to school late that day. I never do that ever, but the reason why I got them to school late was because I was dropping Jose off at work first instead of the other way around. That way I could walk Luna into class and stay with her until she settled. But to me, in my mind, I was like, oh my god, I'm the world's worst mom. My kids are running into class at 10 past 9, and they had to go to the office and get a sign in, and all these things. Just felt terrible. Anyway, so I brought that up to my psychologist, and he's like, okay. He's like, the core of what you're upset about isn't actually that you took your kids to school late. He's like, you already have this, you have this ability to label yourself. He's like, you know, it's actually one of the harshest forms of mental health. Why people struggle with mental health so much is because they do labeling, which is serious, right? So I already have a low self-esteem and low self-worth. I don't know, however else to put it. I guess I'm just using synonyms for the same fucking thing, but that's been a real struggle. And he's like, so you've labeled yourself in your own mind that you're a bad mum, right? No matter what you do, you're just gonna say, I'm a bad mum, bad mum. And because I already have given myself that label, it's like I permanently have, I guess this is a universal term, it's called beer goggles. So essentially I have these blinders, this filter, this whatever you want to call it, over me that says I am a bad mom. So everything that I do that basically tells me I'm correct. Are you gonna go, my friend? Are you going in this lane? Go in that lane, my pal. Sorry, I'm not very good at multitasking, am I? Okay, so that there proves to me that I'm right, but I'm not looking at the wrong way. I'm basically taking all this data that's biased information and putting it into a system and being like, well, I'm correct. I am a bad mom. I am a terrible person. I am this. I am that. When, if you turn around and stop labeling and you basically say, okay, he basically wrote it down on a piece of paper and he's like, start every sentence off with, I'm a person who. Because it's very, very simple, but if you say, I'm a person, your mind, your body, your everything changes. So instead of saying, I'm a bad mum who dropped my kids off at school late, I'm a person who took my children to school 10 minutes later than usual. And if that is a reason why people would class someone as a bad mum, then I would say 90% of us mums out there are bad fucking mums. But you see how that makes no sense. And he says that if you say person in a sentence, a person is unconditionally lovable. You put that label in there, it's not necessarily going to teach you anything apart from I'm fat, I'm lazy, I'm this, I'm that. It's none of those things. And you're only going to upset yourself further because you're reinforcing those labels, those thoughts, those negative thought patterns, which increases anxiety and depression. So there's a lot of like really interesting, I know I probably don't make as much sense when explaining it as much as what my therapist does, but we pay the man $200, so I guess that's why he is what he is, you know what I mean? Like, that's why he is as smart as he is, because we paid $200 to see the man, and it's his job. This is not my job. My job is to make sure my daughter has no peanut butter on her face before she gets to school. That's my job. But yeah, so I wanted to let you guys know that, like, yeah, I am in therapy, I'm losing weight, I'm eating well, I'm taking care of myself. I received my official sensory profile, what I can and can't do, what is stressful for me and what is not stressful for me, and that was pretty intense. And apparently I got more than everyone else. Oh, my little phone's falling down. I got more than everybody else, so more than most people. So that was a bit nerve-wracking, and I was like, oh my god, like, no wonder the world is so stressful for me, because again, I am built differently. This is really hard driving with this thing, and I literally just brought this thing like 10 minutes ago because I was like, where am I going to stick my phone while I record? So I brought this thing, and this lady at the shop, she was like, yeah, you better get one of these. They're cracking down on using phones while driving. I'll open it for you now, love. So she was real nice, but I was like, I'm not using it to text and drive. I don't text and drive. So this is like falling apart now, this whole thing. But yeah, so there's a lot that's been going on. I mean, I don't necessarily know how much I can share or will share. Live streams, I'm really trying to figure out the live stream timing. Like, I keep wanting to go, and then I realize that by the time that I can go live, it's probably not the best time for majority of my subscribers, because you guys live on the opposite side of the world. Is it the opposite side of the world? I don't know. You know what I mean? Time difference and stuff. So I'm trying to figure that out. But until then, I think I'm just going to start doing some rants in my car, mate. Like, even if it's about my life or about my children or about, you know, the Real Housewives or whatever else that I want to talk about, that's probably what I'm going to do. Again, got no setup, got no computer currently. So it's literally, it's you and I, mate. It's me and the phone. It's us and the phone. It's us, the phone, and the car. So me, you, and the Toyota, we're going out, we're doing things, we're chatting, we're having coffee, we're smoking a vape, we're having a Red Bull. I asked Jose to buy me a Red Bull this morning, and I asked him for a fucking small one because I don't like a lot of this because of my anxiety. But he brought me the biggest one on the fucking planet, and I've had like 4 sips of it, and I'm just like, this is too much caffeine. Anyway, guys, I don't know what else you guys want to know. Again, past drama, past people, you kind of know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I sincerely apologize. But those sorts of things, I'm kind of not necessarily going to be talking about it, responding to it. If I end up responding to it and talking about it, then you're just gonna be like, Susan, you said you weren't going to, but I am who I am, and I'm not perfect, and I'm probably gonna fuck up at some point, because that's what people fucking do, we fuck up. But I am literally just driving to Kmart to buy a new lunchbox for my son, And then I'm going to parent-teacher interviews for one of my kids because the teacher last week had COVID, so I couldn't go for one of my kids for Dakare. So I'm going today at 1 o'clock. And I gotta pick Jose up from work, and then for lunch, and then I gotta give him my car so that he can go to get his stuff for soccer training tonight, and then he's off to soccer training. And I'll be at home chilling, killing, drug dealing. I'm so joking. If we're dealing drugs, it's melatonin up in here. Yeah, so there's not really much going on. I'm just gonna I miss you guys. I want to try and put some more fucking content out, and if you don't fucking like it, that's cool with me too, because I don't necessarily like everything that I have to say, but that's a bit of life, isn't it? Anyway, my friends, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember to like, subscribe, send a pigeon, and I'll see you guys next time.